Someone was always clinging, crying, calling my name. Alone time? Forget it. And even when I did get a few minutes, the way I spent my breaks was quietly rotting my brain. I didn't need more time, I just needed to use the scraps of time that I already had differently. And once I did, I felt sharper and calmer and just more like myself than I had in years. Brain rot is the hidden reason that you feel foggy and impatient and worn down even after a so-called break. And today I want to share the simple shift that helped me trade the fake rest for real restoration. And the best part, you don't have to add anything to your to-do list. And you get to start feeling like yourself again. I'm Cassie, a certified life coach and a stay-at-home mom of 3 kids. And here's the thing, motherhood has always been demanding, but now we are raising kids in a world where we're glued at the hip to our phones. We've never been taught how to mother with that constant temptation right here in our back pocket, and it's leaving so many of us distracted and foggy and disconnected. And that's why this matters so much for all of us. Protecting quiet moments isn't just about rest, it's actually about reclaiming our focus, our peace, and our identity as moms. And honestly, it's what God wants for us, to be still enough to hear Him and to mother from a place of peace instead of pressure. Please subscribe if this sounds appealing to you and grab the free ebook below. You'll join my email list when you do that because I have an exciting free masterclass that's coming really soon, and getting on that list will give you early access to that. There is this lie going around of breaks that aren't actually breaks. What most moms are calling rest is actually making them more exhausted. For many, many years, my version of me time was collapsing on the couch during nap time or after bedtime, phone in hand, sometimes a snack, maybe half watching something on the TV while scrolling Pinterest. And I legitimately told myself, this is my break. I need this. But afterward, I was foggy and cranky and just feeling behind. Have you ever had that happen? Here's why. Every swipe on your phone is like a little slot machine for your brain. You get a quick hit of dopamine, which is your feel-good chemical, but then it drops. And so you swipe again for the next hit over and over and over again. That constant up and down cycle actually wears out your brain's ability to focus and feel satisfied. So instead of calming down, your nervous system stays revved up, almost like it's on high alert. And those passive habits of watching or scrolling, just being on the couch, they felt really easy for me in the moment, but they weren't restoring me. They were draining me. When you finally put your phone down, you don't feel rested. You feel emptier and more restless, less sharp. And that's the sneaky part about brain rot. You think you're giving yourself a break, but you're actually robbing your future self of energy and focus. It's not just wasted time. It's your brain getting trained to chase stimulation instead of restoration. So collapsing on the couch is not helping, and it's not the only thing that's draining us as moms. Let's talk about the noise, because it never ends. Have you heard of overstimulation? That's a hot topic word in the mom community. You can't think clearly when you never get a chance to hear your own thoughts. So as a homeschooling stay-at-home mom, back in the day, my days were truly this run-on sentence of mom, mom, mom. Somebody was always needing me. There was arguing happening. There was constant noise. And even when it was technically quiet, my brain wasn't. It was racing through what I was going to make for dinner and the mess that was waiting for me in the kitchen, or whether I had been patient enough so far in the day, or if I was messing my kids up for life. It was nonstop noise, inside and out. Are you nodding your head right now? Yes, you can relate. Here's the problem. When your brain never gets quiet, you miss the chance to notice what's really going on in there. And awareness of our thoughts is where all of our power is. Without awareness, our brain just runs on autopilot, recycling stress and comparison and guilt. That's why you can feel completely drained even after a break. It wasn't restoring you. It was just more input. But when you step into silence, even just for a few minutes, I'm not talking a long time, just a few minutes, You create space to see your thoughts instead of being ruled by them. Thoughts are creating everything in your life, and that's where everything can shift. You can see those thoughts, question them, and even choose a new one that brings peace instead of pressure. And that's the coaching tool that has changed everything for me and a lot of other moms. It's why so many of us reach for the easy fix during these moments, which is our phones, because scrolling feels like an escape. But as we talked about, what it's really doing is just adding even more noise to an already overloaded brain. So let's make this really clear. Scrolling is not self-care. It's usually overconsumption. Scrolling feels like relief in the moment, but it's brain rot in disguise. I cannot tell you how many times I would get sucked into staying up late telling myself, this is just the only time I get to myself. So I would scroll through all the beautiful pins. Is Pinterest a thing of the past? I don't know. I don't do Instagram, I never have, but I love Pinterest. Are people still on Pinterest? I don't know. I would justify that I was finding inspiration, that I was seeing good things that I could implement in my home or for my family, when honestly, I was just overwhelming myself with way more ideas than I could ever actually implement. And so then when morning came after those late nights, I was really tired. That's because scrolling is consumption, it's not restoration. So we've talked about consuming versus creating. I'll find the video and link it. Consumption feels good for a second. It's passive and it floods your brain with ideas or entertainment, but it doesn't actually give you anything back. It's like eating sugar when your body really just needs a meal. It's very different. Creation, on the other hand, is restorative. And I don't mean painting a masterpiece or launching a business. I just mean creating peace for yourself, creating a quiet moment, creating a rejuvenating rhythm, creating space to breathe or pray or notice your thoughts. Any of those are the kinds of things that will fill you up instead of drain you, and that's creating something. When you trade consumption for creation, even in small ways, you stop numbing out and start actually renewing yourself. Real self-care isn't about escaping your life, it's about refueling for it. So if fake breaks and endless scrolling don't work, what does? For me, it came down to one thing: 30 minutes alone. You don't need more time, you just need to use what you already have differently. And trust me, I get it. I used to tell myself I didn't have 30 minutes alone. With little ones always around, it just felt impossible. Too many kids, too much to do, my husband, all the things. But what I realized is that I already had little pockets of quiet. Nap time, even just those few minutes in the bathroom. At first, I just had to ease myself into the whole idea of alone time. It was not a solid 30 minutes at all. It was more like an accumulation of these tiny windows throughout the day. 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there. But those little pauses, used very intentionally, started to really matter because they reminded me that quiet was possible for me. Over time, I worked up to the actual 30-minute chunks, and now I guard those fiercely. So I don't homeschool anymore, so my life looks very different. Now, once I get everyone out the door, I eat breakfast really slowly, and I read my scriptures, and I take a walk outside. During quiet time, which happens regardless whether my kids are home or not, quiet time happens 1 hour every single day. And during that time, I always make sure to rest, have a really good snack. Every day looks different, but I use that time intentionally. And then in the evening, after the kids are tucked in bed, I usually will light a candle in my bathroom. Sometimes I'll put on my Norah Jones playlist and I'll just turn the lights off and shower and really enjoy getting myself ready for bed. And even my husband knows that this is my alone time, and he respects that and encourages me to do that. And here's the best part. If you decide to do this, those 30 minutes aren't just about resting. They're actually about reconnecting with yourself. As moms, we spend so much time tuned into everyone else's needs that our preferences really get buried. And I had to learn what actually does restore me, what actually is exciting and happy for me. And honestly, I delight myself when I stumble upon a new way that I enjoy being alone. It's such a foreign concept at first, but the more you practice, the more you realize you're not just a mom. You are still a whole person. And when you tap into that, you get some of your humanness back. And that's when the real transformation happens, because 30 minutes alone doesn't just give me rest. It gave me back the calm, clear version of myself that I thought was gone. I really thought it was gone. The way you spend your alone time has the power to change how you feel about your entire life. And for me, those 30 minutes shifted everything. I stopped waking up resentful and started actually waking up refreshed. I wasn't dragging through my days or snapping at my kids over every little thing anymore. I was calm and present and actually just enjoying my home again. Even my family noticed, because I was calmer and lighter and just more like myself. And this is the exact kind of transformation that happens when you can learn to really mother like you, tapping into you, not trying to keep up with someone else's version of motherhood, not piling on more onto this already full plate, but finally just aligning your home and your habits with the mom that God actually designed you to be. And that's when motherhood stops feeling like survival and actually starts feeling like joy. And I dive into that in my course. It's coming really soon, so make sure you're on my email list. You will get my free ebook right away, and you'll be notified very first thing when my masterclass is live. It is all about how I finally found confidence as a mom without doing more or being someone else, and I want that for you as well. You really don't have to do anything more than you're already doing. You are doing incredible. You're amazing, and I'll see you soon.